Good day, YouTube. How are you doing today? I am the Trishitkin, and welcome back to my DNS Techpack Let's Play. How are we all doing today? So, as some of you may know, actually probably all of you who watch, not that that's many, but those who do watch, my hard drive was unfortunately lost recently. And with it, a few recordings of... I often do bulk recordings at times, you know, where I've got about 3 or 4 recordings saved up. So, unfortunately, I did lose some episodes. Now, what I could have done is go back in the world, delete the things I did, and start over again. But some of the things I did took quite a bit of effort, so didn't really want to do that. So in light of that, last episode you've seen me doing some fusion crafting and running out of power. So in light of that, what I did was start working on a new power system. And I'm going to go over it with you, because this is going to be called the Roundup. I'm going to go through all the things I did in between the episodes. So, we are going to go into our auto crafting room. I've got a few mechanism machines set up to be auto crafting. Now, I've got them individually, so I can have redstone in one of them. I think I've got diamonds in the other, and obsidian in the next, I believe. I think it is. Yes, I think that's what I've got in there. Just so I don't get any problems with getting backed up or whatnot. And also you'll see they've got a lot more crafters. Not all of them are full, but I just made a lot, so, you know, a lot of things can be all crafted now, which is cool. Next, I want to try and hide as much as I can when I'm doing this. I can't really. I'm going to have to just go over and do it. This is my new power generation and storage area. So let's start with the power generation. Over here, this is a mechanism reactor setup. That whole thing is generating all my power, what you see right here. And let's start off with what you need to build first. I know this isn't quite as good as when you see me building it from scratch. I know. I could always make actually more of these at the end of the day anyway, which I might have to do. Not have to do, but I might do. So we've got these 3 salination towers. They're called thermal evaporation blocks, as you can see, and they are 18 high. And they have these advanced solar generators on them. And these 2 here generate brine, which comes out just as fast as it's coming in. Now the height there is the max height. That's as high as they can get, 18. If we look down here, we're getting water in from these reservoirs from Ender.io. I just made a big pile of them. And I'm using the ultimate mechanical pipes from Mechanism. And that's inputting into this wee block here, which is filling these up and filling up with brine. Now the brine is coming out of the back of here and the back of here and going into this one here, which is creating a liquid lithium. As you can see, it's using it as much as I'm creating it just now. The liquid lithium then comes out of here into these 2 machines, rotary condensers, which as you can see are powered with my flux points. If we have a look in here, the power is fine. These are set to decondensating, and that's changing the liquid lithium into lithium. Fairly straightforward. As you see, there is absolutely 0 backup here. But these have got full upgrades on them of speed and energy, so they are going as fast as they can. Next, over here, we have these solar neutron activators. Now, these solar neutron activators give us the fuel, one of the parts of the fuel that we need, which I believe is called tritium. And we've got quite a few. I think there's 20 of these neutron activators, and all of these have speed upgrades in them as well. That's just getting pumped straight out into our reactor, which is right here. It's also getting put into this chemical infuser, which I'll get to in a second. Next, we have a big pile of water source over here and electric pumps. Now inside these electric pumps, I put a filter upgrade in them. And what the filter upgrade does, they've also got speed and energy, is creates heavy water. And the heavy water gets pumped out of these pumps, which are all powered as well, as you can see through the flux point, and into this electrolytic separator. What the electrolytic separator does, takes the heavy water and creates oxygen and deuterium, the other fuel we need. So as you can see, I've got dumping excess. So all my excess oxygen will be getting dumped. It's also got the speed, energy upgrades. Oh, I'm missing one energy upgrade. Good to know. And the deuterium obviously is not getting, because that's the stuff we need. And it's getting pumped out into our reactor. And also into this chemical infuser. Now this chemical infuser is taking our tritium and our deuterium and creating DT fuel, which is required to actually start our reactor. On to the next step. This setup here. As you can see, there is these lasers, which I've got 5 of down here, 5 of along here, and 5 of along here. All going into these blocks here, which are laser amplifiers. And what they do is they store RF, essentially. So these lasers charge up the amplifiers. And I did have a power connector here, but I stopped needing this, so I turned it off, basically. So what you need to do is get these things to charge up to, I think it is it 1, I can't remember, I think it's maybe 1 gigajoule, 1.5, I can't remember the number. I know it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot of power you need to actually kick this thing off here. As you see, the laser focus matrix is in line with our laser amplifier, directly in line. And you can see obviously the matrix is actually going as we speak. Now here's a controller up the top here. These things are made in this pattern. I've got it up 1 block just because of the way I wanted to build it. Oh yeah, I was confused there. I need it to be daytime pretty much all the time for these things to keep their temperature. When these things drop temperature, their production slows down, so it's not good. So we'll get to that in a second also. So inside here, my reactor controller, you can see it says it's formed. In here is where you put the special thing you use to actually start it with some DT fuel. This thing, the whole ROM. And it gets filled with DT fuel, you put it in there, and you can actually start it. We'll have a look in here, we've got plasma being generated for the heat case. This can also get set into a turbine to generate a little bit more power out of it, which I'm not going to do because I think I'm generating enough. My fuel, my injection rate is 4. So I've got 4 bits of fuel each getting injected in when it needs to. Not 100% sure. I just know 4 seems to work. And we can see here, this is all air cooled right now. And you can see the ignition temperature, the plasma temperature, the passive generating is 1 megajoule per tick, which is roughly 400,000 RF. And on the back of this, I've got 2 flux plugs. Don't know why I put 2 on, I just did. And they're obviously set to ignore limits and whatnot and output all the power. So that's basically the power generation. That's what's generating now basically all my power. It's very good and now very efficient. It took about 2 episodes for me to do this whole setup. Mostly because I had to wait a long time for these guys to charge up. With my limited amount of RF generation in the first place, yeah, it took a long time. As I say, it was about 1 gig, or 1 GRF, 1 billion RF, roughly, I think. It took a long time anyway. And these things need a lot of steel and a lot of things like that, which I shall show you how I get that in 1 second. Next, onto our storage device. This is from Draconic Evolution. Now, these things are absolutely cool. These are the energy store cableizers. This is a tier 7. There's only one tier above this, which is a tier 8, and I did not have the resources to make that by far. Nowhere near it. But as you can see, we've got these 4 floating stabilizers, as they're called at the side. You just need 9 in a wee square. You can see how it's like a 9 by 1 there. I'm sorry, a 3 by 3 by 1 square, and then they form this coolie thing. And this thing here needed a metric ton of redstone blocks, and it doesn't hurt if you stand into it, by the way. Metric ton of redstone blocks and draconium blocks. As you can see, looking at it, it actually says draconium block. That's just because that's what it's actually crafted with. It's like a big multi-block structure. So if we have a look inside, I am actually holding 23 billion RF in there just now. And I'm generating just around the 400,000. This is also taking in our generation of stuff inside as well. So as you can see, this is the taking from ice system, so the output from there. This is inputting into the orb. This one here, you can see how that sort of pulsates out and the particles are going up to it. That's how you know that's the input to there. This one, how you can see it's sort of like going into the orb, you know it's the output, and also because I've got a big flux plug on it. That is the output for my giant orb, which is awesome. So yeah, that's my source. That's my energy core. As I say, tier 7. It can hold 2.14 trillion RF, so a decent amount of RF storage as well as generation. So as I said, I was needing steel and a lot of draconium and things like that. So what I did was I set about with all of our farms. Ta-da! Now in these farms, I have this one set up as my Minicio essence. Right now it's stopped because I've got quite a decent amount in there. Not a lot, but I've got a decent amount. And in here I've got steel. Now there isn't a massive amount in here because I did use quite a lot. But as you see, that's where all my steel is. Just give that noise a second. We'll get to that funny orb thing over there in a second. Anytime now. Wouldn't mind if you stopped it from raining as well, but we'll get to it in a second. Over here, I've actually got awakened draconium. Now, if you can't remember, that's the stuff that I used at the end of I made at the end of last episode. I've now got it in flower form. Yeah. As you see, it still requires like a lot of things. Like it needs a Vitio essence and all the awakened just to get 4. I think that's still fine. I'm still alright with this. And I've also got normal draconium essence as well. That's all I've got there so far. As I say, it's about 4 or 5 episodes I've actually lost. So between everything I did, that's roughly all I've done in between all the episodes there, was make that power setup and these things here. Not including a lot of the auto crafting. A lot of auto crafting setup was needed with all the different infusers, and I think that's all the mechanism machines I actually needed at the end of the day. Let's go look at this funny machine as well. This is the Celestial Manipulator, and what it can do is change lots of things, including rain. Sunny. This needs a lot of RF. As you can see, it's got a 4 million storage, so you know it needs a lot. I've also got this daylight sensor next to it, which is actually set to night. And what it'll do is actually set the time of day to the morning. Oh, here it is. The redstone control, and it sets sunrise on the redstone signal. Cool, right? I could have it set to rain and put a rain meter on it, but you can only set one thing at a time. It can't be you know, have it set to stop rain and stop sunrise. To stop sunrise. To get to sunrise at the same time. So it's a bit annoying, but I can always make a second one. As you see, stop rain, start storm, all the good stuff. And I think that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think of anything else I may have missed. I don't think I've got anything else. Didn't do anything else with actually additions. The cool mod that is. Let's go double check with some of my things down here. Oh yes, for some of the machines. Right. This is another part of my setup that I needed. That was a creepy sound. Yeah, for some of my setup I needed to make this. Because weird noises. I needed this HDPE pellets. So to do that, I needed to crush saplings into biofuel. Take that biofuel, mix it with some hydrogen to get some substrate. Make some liquid ethylene. Concentrate that ethylene, which comes from, I'll show you at the back. And take the liquid ethylene, some oxygen to the substrate, and you get the HDPE pellets. And a little bit of oxygen back. But go have a look in the back. We can see, I don't know where, that's an enemy somewhere. Don't know where he is. Have a look in here. We have got a water source here and a electrolytic separator, turning hydrogen and oxygen. Can't tell, but that's oxygen in there. The oxygen is going to one of those machines, and the liquid, the hydrogen, sorry, is going to the other. See here, hydrogen. Okay, where the hell is this? Is it below me? I haven't done anything else to any of these guys as of yet. I've not been needing to spawn any of those guys. Again, as of yet. Sounds like there's something like right here, but I can't see it. Oh. To hell with it. So I still have got all the setup for the fiddle-de-fruit. It's actually turned off just now because I needed to turn them off, having 0 energy. Oh my, you're almost out of coalescence as well. So the setup down here is actually still on. It's just using wood just now actually. Oh yeah, I did upgrade this to an elite enriching factory because I definitely needed more power. For even making my extra power, I needed a lot of power. So even after, to actually make this, I needed more power. So I just upgraded that, and it helped, just enough, so I could do it. So I think that may be everything I did in between the lost episodes, as far as I can remember. Yeah, as far as I remember, that is everything I have done so far. And I can't even remember what I was planning on doing next. I've got all these power. It was going to be... I think I was going to still be doing some more Draconic, wasn't I? I think I wanted to do more Draconic stuff. Which meant... I think all of these things are also connected up to the system. So let's get you started running again. The Minutio. Because with Minutio I need to make the... oh, I wonder actually, if I just instead... nah, actually. So for, like, the Awakened Draconium, let's take you away. I can... So yeah, I can craft the Awakened Draconium very easily. craft 4 at a time. That should be some awakened. Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. So we've got like 4.3 thousand, so we can definitely do a lot of stuff with it. And my main thing would actually be to craft the armor, or at least the weapons, or... I think crafting the armor should be the next thing I do. Really. Because right now, I've still got my terrasteel stuff, which is good and all. But I mean, you know, everyone wants the better armor. So if I wanted all the draconic stuff, you first have to craft the wyvern stuff. Which I've not got anything of. Let's craft a stack of draconium. That was extraordinarily easy to craft. Also need a wavering core, an energy core. Let's see how many I need of each of these. So I need wavering core, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I just need 4 of each, the wavering core and the other core. So I just need 4 of you and 4 of you. Excellent. Oh yeah, I need a whole diamond set as well. Diamond you. Diamond you. Diamond you. Diamond you. So the wyvern stuff by itself is actually pretty darn good as it is, which I think is pretty cool. So we'll actually put this on so we can see. So sorry, terrasteel. I've had you on for so long now, it's hard to remember. Let's have a look at that. Look at that armor. Look at how cool it is. It's like all pixely and stuff. And I've got my cool monocle on as well, which makes everything look better. Look at that. Even from the back it looks cool. Front it looks cool. Yeah. And of course down you can see down the bottom we've got like a energy meter. That's like your shield. This thing like right here is your shield meter. And it takes power and stuff like that. So we get nighttime again. I could actually do with an armor stand again. Let's armor. Oh, nope, it's spelled like American, isn't it? Armor stand. Let's get my armor stand. Hey, did you not just... Interesting. It's very loud, and I don't know if I've got... Sounds scary out there. So, what was I doing? Oh yeah, draconic armor. That is very loud. I don't know how loud that is for you guys, but it's very loud for me. So I don't know if I've got... No, I haven't got all the awakened stuff. I don't actually think I can... I think awakened cores... Yeah, awakened cores are actually made in the fusion crafting, which I've not actually made auto-craftable stuff out of it yet. So it's like, it would still have to be manual to make this stuff. Which is not a big deal, it's just 9 million RF for that. So let's get a few awakened cores. How many awakened cores do I actually need for this? So I need 1, 2, is it just 4? Please be 4, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, so I need 4 awakened cores. So that means I need 20 of them, 25 of them. Okay. Should be too hard to make. Where's my make? Shouldn't be too hard. So let's get some awakened. So we've actually got enough of that. Actually, was it Wyvern cores? Wyvern. So I need, I don't know how many of these things I've got left. So I need 20. Did I say 20? Missing 14 nether stars. Of course I am. We should have a look into nether stars. Specifically, nether star seeds. Let's get some Zavicchio. Get that all crafted. Okay, let's stop that storm. I think that looks really cool. I do. I really think that looks cool. So that should be nether star seeds. Still crafting. It needs a lot of that stuff. I should actually go over and check because I've not been over yet. In case it's doing this, which is. What I'm very tempted to do is like have it just fill up a drive. Cool, nether star seeds. Which means I should be able to plant it in the next one. This one here. My network, ignore limit. My network, ignore limit. Oh, I've not got any control fuel. Go. So I just need chests. Of course, some gold chests. Of course not. So, iron chest, gold chest. Let's get some more cable whilst I'm here as well. Might need a little bit more than that. Craft it up. There we, here we are. Oh, I need a little trash can and ender oil thing. Of course I don't have a trash can either. Conduit. Sorry, I just hit my mic. I'm still not used to this new mic I got. I keep hitting it in things. I know I shouldn't. It's quite obvious, it's a fairly big thing. Basic filters. Let me get outside, please. Cool, so trash can. Yeah, nope, that's not the trash can I've got a bit. It's a wrench. Trash can. And filter on here. on extract, filter, whitelist seeds. Yeah, always active. Insert. Cool. Let's not throw them in because I don't want to waste all the nether stars. Let's put you in here. You should be instantly planted and starting to grow. Awesome. Let's get my cable. And let's do it here. And go external storage, cable, cable, cable. Actually, 12 would have been plenty. Didn't need to craft another stack. Cool, that's set to external storage. Might want to actually yeah, extract only. So in here I should start getting nether star essence. Let's go up to my auto room. Because now what I want to do is tell it to be able to auto craft nether stars. Yeah. I should really be putting like speed upgrades and all these things as well. Make auto crafting so much faster. But at the same time, it's not the end of the world. Clear up my inventory a wee bit, because I don't need you anymore. Cool, so I'm just going to leave that running for a wee while as well. I still haven't found a way to be able to turn these off automatically. I don't think there is. I'll have to look a bit closer into it, but yeah. You can get paused for a second. I've just been doing them manually up to this point. I'll have to figure out a way to stop them from running. Still can't figure out what. But I'm sure I'll figure something out at the end of the day. So with that, we have actually hit the wrapping up point. So hopefully, in between this episode and next, what I shall do is get auto-crafting the required components, the awakened cores and the draconic energy cores. I'm going to put them in auto-craftingness over here. I shall start telling it how to auto-craft these. Should know how to make all of them. Of course I can't make them, but it should know all the other bits. So, yeah, I'm the Tresh Etkin, signing off episode, I think this is going to be 53, I think, in the YouTube timeline. So yeah, we'll say 53. Have fun!